Kate and I both examined temporary photography exhibits on climate change topics, the rising seas of coastal Maine and the wildfires of the Rocky Mountains. We were guided by two questions. Where is the humanity? And who is the witness on the other side of the camera? We were also fascinated by the research partnership with museums to produce these exhibitions. I will talk about that now for the exhibit called A Glimpse into the Future of Rocky Mountain Wildfires, on exhibit now at the Colorado Springs Pioneers Museum in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Colorado College, together with the Hewlett Foundation, mentors undergraduate research projects on this topic, the state of the Rockies. In 2020, students curated an exhibit, Orange Skies. This exhibit features 24 photographs taken by firefighters, nearby residents, and professional photographers. Here's a virtual tour of the exhibit up now at the Colorado Springs Pioneers Museum. Curiously, these photos feature no human beings, yet we have a keen sense that the strange orange sky affects human life on Earth. The orange skies have a science fiction quality that alienates us, yet invites us to consider the effects of climate change. This is achieved through the unnatural colors in the sky from the wildfires, but also from the camera angle. The photographer is pointing the camera upward at the sky, away from human civilization on Earth. For my object, I chose this photo titled East Troublesome Fire. And in this photo, the camera is pointed at the horizon. So not upward at the sky, but the camera is pointed at the horizon. And we see a gravel road traveling to a small town near Rocky Mountain National Park. Above, the cloud formation, its hues of orange, black, and purple, menaces the town. The Troublesome Creek Fire burned 200,000 acres and destroyed 366 homes. It expanded by 120,000 acres in one day in October 2020. This firestorm phenomenon is called a blow-up. Kate and I are interested in how museums can perform educational outreach to local communities. This model of engaging the students from a local college and capitalizing on outside funding and resources is highly strategic. Colorado Springs Pioneers Museum mission expresses well this endeavor, including key phrases, lasting connection, innovative exhibits, educational outreach, and programming. The Orange Skies exhibit captures the record-breaking fire season in 2020. In 2002, the day after my daughter was born in Portland, Oregon, I received a call from my mother in Colorado. Helicopters are dropping buckets into the Platte River below our house. They want me to evacuate, but I'm staying. The Hayman fire would burn over 130,000 acres. It started a half-mile from my mother's adobe cabin. A Forest Service worker had lit an illegal campfire to burn love letters from her ex-husband. Ironically, she was a fire prevention technician. The fire went up and over the Front Range Mountains towards Denver, away from my mother's home. It scarred 4 counties of forest land, destroyed my childhood Girl Scout camp, and ruined places I grew up knowing. Today, 20 years later, this is one of many stories I could tell you about the impact of wildfires on people I know in the West. My mother did evacuate. The fire prevention technician served 6 years in federal prison for arson. Kate and I are curious if the Orange Skies photographs tell the story of human impact. We think it does. This is fitting because the Colorado Springs Pioneers Museum puts people in its name. Now Kate will share her screen to discuss an exhibit on rising seas in Portland, Maine. She may reach a different conclusion on the questions we have raised about the representation of humanity and human impact.